a very stable genius of a list. Top 5 most powerful countries. Hello and welcome to, it's a YouTube video. You seem to have found it. Good for you. Let's be honest, you probably didn't meticulously scroll through an endless sea of thumbnail images to click on this one specifically. You likely just searched for top 5 powerful countries because you're currently embroiled in a heated debate with your weird uncle at Thanksgiving, or maybe you're writing a 4th grade report that's due tomorrow. Whatever the reason, congratulations on successfully navigating the digital age. Now, on to the task at hand, ranking countries by their raw, unadulterated, world-dominating power. Just like ranking the best pizza toppings, this is a completely objective and non-debatable list. Let's be honest, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, and there are some countries clearly punching above their weight class on the world stage. Let's dive in! The Stars and Stripes, still got it. First up, we've got the reigning champ, the big kahuna, the country that puts the super in superpower, the United States of America. Yes, they might lead the world in avocado consumption and student loan debt, but they also boast the world's largest economy, a military budget that would make a Bond villain blush, and enough Hollywood blockbusters to single-handedly keep global popcorn sales thriving. Now, some might argue that America's influence is waning. They point to, the multiple ongoing forever wars, the internal political climate that resembles a reality TV show gone horribly wrong, and a healthcare system that seems specifically designed to bankrupt its citizens. But let's be real, the US still holds a lot of cards. They've got nukes, they've got Beyoncé, and they invented the internet. You're welcome, world. Plus, let's not forget the cultural impact. I mean, where else would we get our terrible reality TV from? Love it or hate it, America's still a major player on the world stage. The dragon awakens China's meteoric rise. Next up is a country that's been practicing its superpower pose, and let's just say they're nailing it. That's right, it's China. They've gone from a land of bicycles to a land of Teslas, sometimes literally faster than you can say made in China. Their economy has been growing at a rate that would make a Silicon Valley startup blush. Their military is expanding faster than and their technological advancements are frankly starting to make everyone else a little nervous. I mean, have you seen those robot dogs? Let's be clear, China isn't messing around. They're playing the long game, investing in infrastructure, technology, and global influence like a chess grandmaster planning their next 10 moves. The world is watching, and honestly, we're all a little curious to see what happens when the dragon really takes flight. Chapter 3. Coming in at number 3 is a country that's a bit like that one friend who shows up to a party uninvited, wearing a tracksuit and carrying a jar of homemade pickles. You're not quite sure how to feel about them, but you definitely don't want to get on their bad side. Yes, it's Russia. While their economy isn't exactly setting the world on fire and their idea of a free and fair election is, let's just say, questionable, they still boast a nuclear arsenal that could make the sun jealous and a knack for geopolitical maneuvering that would make Machiavelli proud. Let's be real, Russia knows how to make itself heard on the world stage, even if it's sometimes through a bullhorn strapped to a tank. They've got natural resources coming out of their, everywhere, and a leader who seems to have a penchant for riding shirtless on horseback. Love them or fear them, you can't ignore them. Chapter 4. Next up is a country that proves you don't need a massive military budget or a penchant for starting wars to be powerful. Sometimes all you need is a really good work ethic, a knack for engineering, and a well-organized public transportation system. That's right, it's Germany. They're the economic powerhouse of Europe, the country that keeps the euro afloat, and the land of delicious bread, punctual trains, and surprisingly catchy techno music. They've learned from their past mistakes. Let's just say starting world wars isn't exactly a recipe for global popularity, and have instead focused on becoming the kind of country that other countries want to be friends with. They're leading the charge on renewable energy. They're champions of diplomacy and international cooperation, and they've got a chancellor who seems to genuinely care about, governing. It's enough to make you wish you'd paid more attention in German class. Chapter 5. Last but not least, we have a country that's a bit like that one elderly relative who loves to remind you of their glory days. Sure, they might not be as spry as they used to be, but they've still got a few tricks up their sleeve. It's the United Kingdom, of course. They may no longer rule over a quarter of the globe, but they still hold a lot of sway in international affairs. They're a permanent member of the UN Security Council. They've got a seat at the table of the world's most powerful economies, and their cultural influence is undeniable. Plus, let's be real, they gave us Shakespeare, the Beatles, and, well, this accent. So, even if they're not always the loudest voice in the room, they still command a certain amount of respect, kind of like your grandma, but with a nuclear arsenal. Well, there you have it, our completely subjective, utterly biased, and probably wildly inaccurate ranking of the world's most powerful countries. Please don't use this list to start any arguments with your family, friends, or that guy on Twitter who seems to have an opinion on everything. The truth is, global power is a constantly shifting landscape, influenced by countless factors. It's a complex and ever-evolving game, kind of like trying to understand the rules of cricket while riding a unicycle on a moving train. But hey, at least we tried. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.